Is it alright with you if I sit here and cry a while? Folks say I'm prettier when I smile, but I don't want to. I feel so embarrassed, I'm acting just like a child. It's just been a little while since I let him through. Why do we hold back tears? Is it fear of missing a moment? Are we just scared they won't be there? 'Cause we already know it. Why do we hide what we feel? Run away from pain, expecting it to heal. What a waste of time, putting on my makeup just to mess it all up. When I think of him, I could paint one on my face just to masquerade. Maybe they're not to blame, no shame in giving in. Why do we hold back tears? Is it fear of missing the moment? Are we just scared they won't be there? 'Cause we already know it. Why do we hide what we feel? Run away from pain, expecting it to heal. Why do we hide what we feel? Run away from pain, expecting it to heal. Why do we hide? Why do I hide?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live experience here on the Twitch. This is Tunesday Tuesday number 11 with yours truly, Boston Chris. And this week we have a really special guest. My buddy Julia Hatfield is going to be joining us here in a couple of minutes. We were just listening to her song called Tears. And we're going to get caught up with Julia on everything that's been happening with her, which is quite a lot. And I'm really excited to talk with her. It's been a lot of years since Julia and I have chatted, so it'll be cool to catch up with her. If you are watching this later on, though, on YouTube, please know that this show is live every single Tuesday on Twitch, and you can find that show at twitch.tv/The Boston Chris Show. If you are watching this on YouTube and this is not the full episode and just the interview, just remember that you can find the full replay of this episode of Tunesday Tuesday in the description below. But anyway, without any further ado, we are going to get into it with Julia Hatfield, and we're going to be talking about her song Opinions, which is fabulous, guys. You guys are going to love this song. Here we go. Let's get into it with Miss Julia Hatfield.
I'm good.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. I was just telling everybody that it has been a minute since you and I spoke.
It has. And you know what? I went back and listened to our last interview, and I think I had just left high school.
Right, I know. Like you were a baby, and then it wasn't long after that we hung out at one of the award shows there in Arlington, if you remember that.
Yeah.
But you have come a long way since then, and I want to chat about just 2024 was such a big year for you in so many different ways, musically and personally. First of all, congratulations on getting married. That's a new thing, right?
Thank you. Yep, we got married in October.
So newlyweds, how's it going so far?
Perfect. It's been really good. We remodeled an RV earlier this year, and so since we got married, we've been in the RV and traveling around, and we love it. So it's been great.
The RV life, that's new and different.
It is. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but there's just so many logistical things you have to iron out. And honestly, having somebody to do it with makes a big difference.
Absolutely. It takes away those alone times. But
Yeah.
at the same time, man, it's hard to find your use space with such a small spot, too, right?
That's why I got my headphones. He knows if the headphones are on, that means I'm in my own world
Yeah,
doing something.
leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be remiss. We just played your song "Tears," and
Cool.
I want to talk to you a lot about mental health advocacy and things like that. I know that's really important to you, from following what you've been doing over the years. But this song has a lot of value in that sphere, with self belief and being a victor rather than a victim. So first, before we get into the song we're going to feature tonight, which is called Opinions, tell us about Tears a little bit as well, since we just played that one for everybody.
So Tears, I wrote probably about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I had heard that someone that I knew had committed suicide, and it was somebody who I would have not ever expected. And I don't know, that just really, in anytime you hear of this, it hits you really hard. But when you know somebody, it all of a sudden becomes, you realize the extent of that pain and how it's a ripple effect for everybody. And I just kept thinking, I wish I had asked him if he was doing okay. Just never thought to. And he seemed fine. He was one of the happiest people you'd ever meet. So he was a producer. He loved music. And so it just was really unexpected. And we weren't super close or anything, but in the interactions that I had with him, it just got me to thinking that, you never know what people are going through. Mm-hmm. No idea. And sometimes it's too late before you know that they needed somebody. And so I think with my music, especially lyrically, I just try to be honest. So it encourages other people to be honest with themselves or honest with somebody about what's going on, what they're struggling with. So this song was definitely not like the happiest song, but I'm not known for my happy songs. I think it speaks to something pretty in depth, and I think we all, can have an experience that ties to that message.
When you put a song out like that, that's uber vulnerable like that, you're a live performer as well. So, so you gotta kind of sell and market these songs to an audience too. So that's gonna be tough too, right? Like, those super soul wrenching songs.
Yeah. Well, that song, honestly, the past few years, I've been working more on my music fitting more of a television platform, because growing up, I was really inspired by soundtracks and still am. I listen to a lot of soundtracks. And I feel like there's different eras and multiple genres of music that people use more of a symphony element, more strings, more emotion. And so the songs that I'm releasing are definitely more emotion driven. But the intention is for them to go along with some other piece of art that it can be paired with. And so it's definitely not the happy radio song, for sure.
So do you find yourself having to get into a certain mental space when you're in front of an audience and having to kind of deliver these songs to people?
I think it all depends on the environment. And quite honestly, there are some of the songs, depending on how deep they are, there's some settings, like if you're at a honky tonk, Tears is just not gonna,
right.
Not going to be the song. I'm going to play one of my country, radio songs. And so I think it just comes down to finding the right setting and feeling it out and making sure it's appropriate.
Essentially reading the room, right?
Oh yeah. And, I mean, sometimes I've totally had to sing a hymn at the honky tonk at the end of a show, and it turned into a little gospel thing. So you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you can end up using it after all.
Yeah, reading the room can sometimes fail. For sure. Sometimes sometimes the people you need to reach are in the places where they shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So another thing, your name came up in an interview I did earlier this year with Garrett, and and I found out that you guys are super close, and
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my gosh, man, I told him, I said, I've known Julia since she was knee high to a grasshopper, and he's just such a huge fan of yours. What was that like, kind of hanging out with him for a few shows over the summer?
It's very humbling because I met Garrett through a mutual friend, and it was very casual. And I am going to be completely honest. I had no idea that he sung the Phineas and Ferb theme song.
Right? Me either.
So we become friends, and we're at a birthday party, and my friend Keegan was like, he mentioned something about it just very casually. And I just looked at him like, you're lying to me, right? And then thinking about it, I'm like, this makes so much sense. I ran up to Jarrett and I was like, you sang the soundtrack of my childhood, and I didn't know. And
That's so funny.
He thought that was hilarious, but he ended up asking me to come out on the road with him. And something I love about Jarrett is he most of the time has a female opener. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in Texas, usually it's the guy hires his buddy to open the show. And so he's really made a statement in the way that he has hired women to open for him. But the time that we got together on the road was really special and bonded a lot.
Jarrett doesn't follow any rules anyway, which I love about him. He's so at home in the Texas genre in country music. You would never believe that in a million years from where he came from and what he's been doing all his life. But he's so dang passionate about Texas country, and I'm just glad that people are allowing him in, accepting him, and because he belongs, and there's a place for folks like him.
He's got the biggest heart, and
absolutely,
honestly,
yep.
You know how it is in the music industry. You come across a lot of people, you realize, oh, this person's heart doesn't quite match their talent.
Right.
And Jarrett is the opposite of that. He's got as big a heart as he does a talent. So, yeah, anytime that I've gotten with Jarrett has always been a huge blessing. And I'm trying to talk him into maybe a duet. So we'll see.
You guys should sit and write too. That would be interesting.
He's got such a cool approach. I mean, his songs are so refreshing, especially at shows, because they'll throw 1985 in there at the end, but it's got this wicked fiddle part, and I just love it. I love how he's taken his thing and combined it with his home, and I think that's really special.
And I mean, at the end of the day, he's from the Wichita Falls area, as Texas as anybody else. So, I hate when people give folks flack for not being country or whatever, and then trying to be country or whatever. Jarrett grew up here, so yeah, it is what it is.
And we played in his hometown, and they showed up. That was an awesome show.
Well, they show up for him anyway, regardless of what he's going to do. He's just one of the most talented people ever. I mean, in anything, whatever it is. He's also the Chuck E. Cheese guy, right? Like, he did the Chuck E. Cheese stuff, which I was blown away by. I was like, no, man, there's nothing this guy doesn't do.
Well, he's got that most recent thing where they did a song, and this is with Bowling for Soup, but they did a cover of Alibaba Had the 40 Thieves, the Aladdin song.
Yep.
It's so good.
It's really, really good. So I just saw this come across my desk, and I'm pretty excited about this. And if I am, I know you are. The Big Barn Dance. You are a part of this year. If you guys don't know, this is I believe this is an annual thing that happens in Bryan, Texas. It's the Michael Hearn's Big Barn Dance, and Julia is on this bill on Friday, March 28th, including other folks like Gary P. Nunn and no big deal, Bruce Robinson and just a couple of no-name people, right? Julia, this is huge. I think you're the only female that night too, so congrats.
Well, thank you. So I'm from that area, and I've been playing more, honestly, in the College Station area than I had in a while, and they reached out to me about it, and I was so excited because it's kind of becoming a thing here, and they're kind of like adding states on, so it's becoming a tradition for a lot of different people, and I'm really excited to be a part of that.
It's I saw the billing today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to announce, I have to say something about this, because you and I have talked over the years. You and I have talked over the years about women songwriters, Texas women in country, and we're both very passionate about more opportunities for the ladies in Texas. So like a festival like this, when I see folks like Courtney Patton's on here, and Terry Hendricks, and And then there's Julia Hatfield. There she is. Just super proud of you.
Thanks.
And so let's get back into the mental health advocacy. I know this is on your website and this is important to you. Are there certain organizations that you support? And if so, tell us about them.
Well, so I've done like a bunch of different stuff with a multitude of organizations over the years. And it really started when I recorded that Tom Petty song.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a cover of I Won't Back Down. I like to do a tribute song on my projects, if they're EP, full length, whatever. And at that time, I ended up getting connected with OK to Say. And they ended up having me come out and speak before a movie release that had like Michael Phillips, a lot of different Olympic athletes. And it was speaking specifically on children with OCD and anxiety disorder. And growing up, I was just wrecked with both of those things. Mm-hmm. And that was really encouraging to go in and be able to perform that song, even though it's not mine. You know, it's just a timeless message, and, you know, pair it with being more open about these conversations, because I feel like there's a lot of kids out there who are struggling and nobody is thinking about maybe they need to be diagnosed with something, you know. I know for me, I was terrified with my anxiety and my OCD, not knowing what it was as a child. After I was diagnosed and was able to, you know, work on it from there, it made a world of difference to just know what it was and know that other people struggle with it and it's not abnormal.
Mm-hmm. We as a society have to try to remove the stigma behind any kind of mental health thing, because it's ridiculous, right? Like, I mean, we're all so caught up about physical health, and we know that mental health is lacking behind, and yet, you know, people still want to create some kind of flex if you're not dealing with mental health, and that if you are, that you're a wuss or whatever it is. And again, the internet age is kind of, in my opinion, not helping with this either, because the lack of accountability on the internet is creating a lot of situations where people can just say whatever they want. And, you know, people are actually going out of their way to try to blow other people's candles out. And unfortunately, you know, the people like you who are speaking up about this, I said unfortunately, but I didn't mean that. Fortunately, there are people like you who are speaking up in using their platforms, saying, hey, this is something I've dealt with my entire life. This is real. This is something we need to remove the veil on. And honestly, it's going to take that and a lot of other folks just like you in order to get our representation to actually start spending money on this stuff on a global scale. And then, you know, we remove the stigma, then more people will be open about it and less people will lose their lives over it, in my opinion, you know.
For sure. I think we're also in the age of people are like, stop bringing attention to all sorts of stuff. Like, we don't want to know. And I'm like, that's not the attitude to have.
And those are the people that say that are usually dealing with it themselves and just they don't want to admit it, right? Like, it's almost like they treat it like an accusation rather than, you know, advocacy, you know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get really defensive when they're called out or feel like they're being called out on something, even if they're not being called out, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's more a reaction than anything.
Absolutely. But like I said, the more people that are loud about this, the better it will be viewed. And, you know, no politics here at all, but like you and I live in Texas, and Texas is predominantly one of the worst states when it comes to mental health protection and care and all of that stuff. And I hope that changes someday, because I deal with it too, right? Like, I have anxiety. I'm almost 50 years old. I've dealt with more anxiety in the last couple of years than my whole life. So I get it. And we just have to be unafraid in our advocacy. And I know you are, and you do a lot of stuff. You do a lot of shows and stuff like that, benefits for things like that as well. And I wanted to make sure that we talked about that tonight, because I know it's important to you.
I appreciate that, because it's definitely something that's close to my heart. And as an artist, you know, and somebody who believes in the power of music, the more you can communicate and be honest, it's just giving people more permission to do the same.
Absolutely.
And so, like I said, more people who write honest songs, the more people are to be honest with themselves.
Yep, absolutely. And it's a big step, and so kudos. So there's two songs we're going to be chatting about tonight. The obviously your single that's out right now will be one that we feature tonight, but we also do a song of the week that our guest gets to pick. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about what Julia has decided to feature this week. It's Cajun Moon by J.J. Cale. That's the song of the week from Julia Hatfield. Why'd you pick this song, Julia?
I've been obsessed with it like all year, and it's funny. I've noticed a lot of songs that I loved this year, just jamming out to, had something to do with the moon. I don't know why. That was just a pattern that emerged. But this song, it got me to dive into J.J. Cale's music and learn more about him. And I'm big on music history, so anytime I can learn more about somebody who paved the way for a lot of Texas artists, I just dive into it head first. And so I've been listening to a lot of his music this year, but that song to me, it's just perfect. I love his production style. I love everything about it, and it just makes me happy.
And so we're going to play that song after the featured song, which is Opinions this week, the latest single from Julia Hatfield. So take us into the room as this song is being created.
This song I wrote really fast, and it's funny how some songs, it can be one sitting and done, and then others you go over forever and ever. This one, I was, of all things, watching Better Call Saul, and he kept talking about the greatest generation. And my grandfather, or my grandparents on my dad's side, were from the greatest generation. My grandfather was a World War II pilot. He was a P-38 pilot. And just having that influence of them growing up and seeing that there's just something in the fabric of society that we've lost that they had. And coming together to figure out what that is instead of tearing each other apart and, it coming to nothing anyway. So I think this song for me speaks to the old soul and to how we're at risk of permanently losing some foundational things about why we even work as a society, as a country. And I think we agree on way more than we're told we agree on. And I think that song, for me, my hope with that song was that it was more about coming together and less about division.
Mm-hmm. So. And I love that you are writing about real stuff, like real stuff, the stuff you don't normally hear in songs. I love that you're releasing these actual real songs as singles as well, because usually these are the album cuts, right? Like normally you get the real content from album cuts, and then the pandering marketing songs, the radio songs, are the ones that go out as singles. So why are you doing that? I'm curious.
Well, because one day I woke up and realized I couldn't. I was like, if I'm not thinking, okay, I have to make sure radio likes it, or I have to make sure, if I don't have to do the whole checklist, if I just release music, because my problem was I realized I wasn't releasing music because I was overthinking how to do it. And that's the worst thing that an artist can do. And I kept getting stuck in it over and over. And finally, my husband told me, he was like, Julia, you have the music. You just need to put it out there and let it be heard. And so I think that's been encouraging me to create more often, make more music in general. And I do want to end up doing an EP or an album, of course. Every artist always wants to do that again and again, but I think the singles have been working for now, because for me it's about getting that content out there, and we're in the era of you can't have enough content.
Yeah, and I think that's the way most artists are doing it nowadays anyway, is the one single at a time. Unless it's like a concept album and the songs go together, then why not do it that way, Like, I mean, it is cheaper to do one song at a time. Studio time is uber expensive, especially if it's done right, as I'm sure you know, and have experience, because you have an EP and you have a full-length record out there, so those are things that you have done. What do you like more? Do you like the full-length EP or a single to single?
Honestly, I feel like the past, since I always kind of go back to this point, when I won that award at the T3R Awards, I looked around and realized I wasn't very happy. And I was pretty secretive about the fact I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with anybody or anybody else. It was just, it wasn't that I didn't love the music I was releasing, but I kind of felt that the trajectory of the music I would be creating wouldn't line up forever. and that's fine. You know, I'm somebody who's been influenced by a lot of different genres and artists, and I want to give myself the freedom to grow. And at any point, if I do want to pick a lane and commit a little more to that specifically and then put an album into that, I feel like that probably is going to be a wise option. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's finances.
Yep.
I would make music all day, every day if I could, you know, and I'm trying to learn Ableton and do more stuff at home.
Well, you look happy now, so that's good.
Oh, I'm so happy. For me, I'm really focused this year on just living a creative life. And I want everything I do to be somehow creative, because that's who I am and what I love to do.
And people, if people are out there listening in or watching and they're just hearing about Julia Hatfield, where can they follow the journey?
JuliaHatfield.com if you want to learn more. TikTok's about to be gone, which...
No, it's not. Don't say that.
I wouldn't be crying too hard. Let's put it that way. Instagram, Julia Hatfield Music. TikTok, if it's still here.
So y'all make sure you're following everywhere. Julia has music everywhere as well. Anywhere you stream or buy your music, you can find her there, Julia Hatfield. And there is an ETX Rocks episode out there with Julia and I as well. And for those of you who are saying to me, probably, ask the question. The answer is yes, she is descended from the Hatfields that you hear about from very, very, very far down the line, right?
Yeah, we'll say that. That was real far.
I think the name of the episode we did on ETX Rocks was The Real Hatfield, if you remember.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I hear somebody say The Real McCoy, I'm like, why? Why McCoy?
Exactly. Well, Julia, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. We're going to play your song now. Is that cool?
Yeah, I would absolutely love it.
All right, I'm going to shut this down. Anytime you want to come on the show, you have an open invite, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Boston.
All right, you have a good one, Julia.
You too. Bye.
All right, guys, that was Julia Hatfield for the first time on Tunesday Tuesday, and we are really excited to play her brand new single. Again, she's talking about a different generation, the greatest generation with this song. It is called Opinions, and I'm excited to play it for the first time on this show. I think you guys will love it. Here it is. Enjoy.
Don't say what you think, don't stand for what's right, 'cause you'll never come back. If you cross that line, believe the lies. Don't ask questions. Is this what we stand for now? And you're telling me I ought to be proud. We're going too fast in the wrong direction. Told me to hate. They think we have problems, but I promise the same. The flag stays at half-mast. It no longer soars. We completely lost sight what we're fighting for. The greatest generation has almost died out. Men could be used their opinions right now. We can't have a conversation, 'cause there's no respect. Attack the person, not the problem. Truth is something to deflect. We're divided by colors. This is only getting worse. We say that we're equals. That's not what you believe. So your only solution is that the problem is me. Make it stop. Our children are getting hurt. Told me to hate. They think we have problems, but our problem's the same. The flag stays at half-mast. It no longer soars. We completely lost sight what we're fighting for. The greatest generation has can wave, 'cause this land is ours, but it won't be for long. We can't see why it's going all wrong. The greatest generation has almost died out. Man, could we use their opinions right now? Right now. Oh, we gotta do something right now. Right now.
It's Julia Hatfield live on Tunesday Tuesday for the first time ever. The single is called Opinions. Let me fix this camera real quick. Just like that. Should do it. Perfect. Yes, Julia, first time ever on Tunesday Tuesday. Again, the song is called Opinions. I hope you guys will check her out at Julia Hatfield Music. You can find her at juliahatfield.com as well. And her song pick for this week is, once again, Cajun Moon by J.J. Cale. Here is that song. Y'all enjoy.
Cajun moon, where does your power lie? As you move across the southern sky, you took my babe way too soon. What have you done? Cajun moon, someday, baby, when you want your man, and you find him gone, just like the wind. Don't trouble your mind, whatever you do, 'cause Cajun moon took him from you. Cajun moon, where does your power lie? As you move across the southern sky, you took my babe way too soon. What have you done? Cajun moon. Fade and night come on, you can hear the silence of the song. Don't trouble your mind, whatever you do, 'cause he got me like he got you. Cajun moon, where does your power lie? As you move across the southern sky, you took my babe.
Yeah, it's Cajun Moon by J.J. Cale. That is Julia's pick for episode 11 of Tunesday Tuesday. Did you guys know, I bet y'all did not know this, did you know that the most famous female serial killer of all time was a Hungarian countess? Her name was Elizabeth Bathory de Exed. She was accused of torturing and killing over 650 young women, and most of them were between the ages of 10 and 14. 650. That is absolutely craziness. Now, it's funny that this article says accused. I don't know. That seems like alleged to me, right? Sure does. But anyway, I want to share a song this week. This is our third song of the week. This is from my buddy Bri Bagwell, who is one of my guests this week on the Boston Chris podcast, and we're always going to try to include a song from the current guest of the show. This is one of my favorite recent tunes by her. This is about her dog, Whiskey. The song is called The Rescue.
Don't know where I'd be if you hadn't found me somewhere on the side of a highway. answer to a prayer sent you my way. Both lost and lonely, broken and hungry, scared to death and starved for love. Was it just the right place, right time, blind luck or grand design that introduced the two of us? My life's changed for the better every day since I met you. I know which one of us was the rescue. I wonder who you knew before, why you hate the sound of a slamming door. If you were kicked to the curb and left behind, how you can learn to trust again, let somebody in. You must have a story a lot like mine. Both lost and lonely, broken and hungry, scared to death and starved for love. Was it just right place, right time, blind luck or grand design that introduced the two of us? My life's changed for the better every day since I met you. I know which one of us was the rescue. I bought you a collar, I gave you a brand new name. You turned me around, taught me a heart could be saved. My life's changed for the better every day since I met you. I know which one of us was the rescue. I know which one of us was the rescue.
Yeah, it's Bri Bagwell with The Rescue. Of course, it is very well known, if you're a fan of Bri Bagwell, is about her dog, Whiskey. And if you don't know much about Whiskey, you should tune in this Saturday for the Boston Chris podcast as we talk about Whiskey and his failed run at the presidency in 2024. It's quite depressing that this country did not get behind Whiskey to become our 47th president. And Bri and I talk about that in depth this Saturday. You guys don't want to miss it on The Boston Chris Show. Everywhere. That's right. Now, getting back into the music, we're going to feature an incredible songwriter. I love this guy so much. Hoping to talk to him for a future episode of the podcast. This right here, guys, is Garrett Owen. The song is Rosemary and Thieves, and this guy will change your life. Here he is.
Her green eyes turned blue. Protests at the station. I wish she'd come back down south where I'd find her at the marketplace, where she could play it cool while I'm just staying the fool. I might pretend we'd ever be friends again. You're talking so logical, I'll never see you as a viable option to call when I'm just stuck in a her favorite day. Dream is leaving this town. Somehow we just keep waiting around for the sky to fall down. Look for shooting stars from the hood of my car. We sat in the balcony, the members of the fancy. Everyone's asking how they end up in a place like this. Wearing those clothes, we act like nobody. We act like nobody knows. She used to keep such a beautiful garden, but now she just waters the weeds, rosemary and thieves. Seems like every time I open up my mouth, words like arrows start flying out, aimed at my friends. Now I have less of them. The audience will stay a little longer than before. Your parting song will play while you're knocking on the door. Oh, you don't know what I'm crying for, but you're knocking on, and they're opening the door.
Whew. Garrett Owen is something else. The song is called Rosemary and Thieves. Man, I love me some Garrett Owen. Heather Little turned me on to Garrett years and years and years ago, and I am so thankful she did. Guys, we have a brand new EP from Kristi Grider that just came out recently. Now, you guys may know Kristi as the wife of singer-songwriter Josh Grider, but man, let me tell you what, her record right here is insanely good. And I think you guys will love this song. I've been jamming to this EP since it came out. This is the second time I've featured a song from this, and man, I know you guys are going to love it. Y'all check it out.
My arms are tired, I've been climbing this mountain, I've been fighting my demons, and I keep on pushing. We go in circles, walking up on a tightrope, and then here comes resistance. It starts to push, I push it back, I push it back, I push it back. I push it back, I push it back, I push it back. My legs are shaking, I've been running this race, and all my critics are thinking that I'll never make it. 'Cause I've been red-eyed and weary, I've been white-knuckle driving, keep my head above water, and when life starts to push, I push it back, I push it back, I push it back, I push it back, I push it back. I said, hey,
Y'all, Kristi Grider is the real deal. I'm telling you right now, get on board with that record. You will add every single song to your playlist. They're all different. They all hit a different feel and a different vibe, and just an incredible stuff. Guys, this week we're going to start playing tribute songs as well on this show every single week. And unfortunately, we have lost three what I think are giants in the music industry in the last couple of weeks. And we're going to play a song from each of them here tonight. Brenton Wood was born in Shreveport in northwest Louisiana in July of 1941. Recently passed away at the age of 83 on January 3rd. He was an amazing and legendary singer-songwriter for soul, R&B, pop. Had multiple hits, including the novelty song, the Ooga Boogum song, which was in 1967. We're not going to be playing that song. We're going to be playing one tonight that I really enjoy from Brenton Wood. This song is called I Like the Way You Love Me, and Godspeed, Brenton Wood.
Oh, yeah. Don't know why, but I love you, I do, girl, yeah. 'Cause I like the way you love me, oh, girl. Every time you kiss me, thrills me from my head to feet. And I tell myself that deep down inside there will be no one else for me. 'Cause I like the way you love me, love me, love me, oh girl. And I like the way you thrill me, oh girl. Well, you thrill me to my soul, and I like it oh so. And I tell myself deep down inside I could never let you go. 'Cause I like the way you love me, thrill me, chill me, love me, oh baby, oh girl. And I like the way you love me, oh girl.
The soulful vibes of Brenton Wood, gone at 83 years old. What a soulful legend. What a loss. And we have two more tribute songs coming up later on in the broadcast. Did you guys know that the tallest married couple ever recorded was Anna Heining Swan, who was 7'11", and her husband, Martin Van Buren Bates, who was a mere 7'9". When she gave birth, the baby was 22 pounds. Youch! Next song up on our playlist today is 940 by Ricketts.
she's too drunk to hardly stand. He's much bigger than her. Next thing you know, she's laid out on the pavement with a black eye and a bloody nose. Maybe his daddy ain't teach him right, tell him his do's and don'ts. But now he's getting his ass kicked from Baylor to Wise by them boys from the 940. It's work all day, stay up all night, go where the beer is cold. They'll drink you dry, your supply, then pay you back tenfold. They still say yes sir and say yes ma'am, know how to get things done. Yeah, life's more fun from Montague to Young with the boys from the 940. Somewhere out there is a county road where wheels ain't touching the ground. There's a hypo flashing his reds and blues with a whistling siren sound. Well, 12 may be fast, but they'll never catch the rollers of smoke and coal. They're still hauling ass from Archer to Jack and boys from the 940. Yeah, it's calling mama and talking trash. Finish what you start. It's square-toed boots and Wrangler jeans and sleeves where you wear your heart. There ain't no stranger they don't call friend. Always take care of their own. They'll love you from Parker to Palo Pinto and boys from the 940. It's work all day, stay up all night, go where the beer is cold. Drink you dry, your supply, then pay you back tenfold. Still say yes sir and say yes ma'am, know how to get things done. Your life's more fun from Knox to Hardeman than boys from the 940. Yeah, it's work all day, stay up all night, go where the beer is cold. They'll drink you dry, your supply, then pay you back tenfold. They still say yes sir and say yes ma'am, know how to get things done. Life's more fun from Clay to Grayson with them boys from the 940. Yeah, life's more fun from Stonewall to Young with them boys from the 940. Yeah, life's more fun from Montague to Young with them boys from the 940.
Yeah, Race Ricketts on Tunesday Tuesday with Boston Chris. The song is called 940. Next up, guys, on the show, we have a friend of mine from way back. I've known her, much like Julia Hatfield tonight. I've known this young lady since, gosh, when she was a teenager, and she is making phenomenal music now. This next song is called Heart-Shaped Necklace from my buddy Cassidy Daniels, and this is a fully acoustic version of the song. Y'all check it out.
Baby, I should have seen the day he gave it to me. Red box with a bow, February 14th. That he didn't know me at all. I looked him in the eyes and I faked a smile. It's the thought that counts, but he didn't try. So if you're trying to make me fall, I don't want another heart-shaped necklace. I don't want another awful show. I don't need another turtleneck green plated 14-karat fool's gold. Give me a rush, it's gonna leave me breathless. Never gonna question if it's Mr. Right will show up holding wildflowers, spin me under the moon in a rain shower. And he knows me like the back of his hand. I don't want another heart-shaped necklace. I don't want another awful show. I don't need another turtleneck green plated 14-karat fool's gold. Give me a rush that's gonna leave me breathless. Never gonna question if it's real. The kind of love that's so wild and reckless. I don't want another heart-shaped necklace. Oh, I don't want another. I don't want another. I don't want something that's gonna up and fall apart. I don't need a real diamond, just a solid heart. Wrap me up and hold me in your loving arms. Kiss me on a blanket underneath the stars. I don't want something that's gonna up and fall apart. I don't need a real diamond, just a solid heart. Wrap me up and hold me in your loving arms. Kiss me underneath the stars. I don't want another heart-shaped necklace. I don't want another overshow. I don't need another turtleneck green plated 14-karat fool's gold. Give me a rush that's gonna leave me breathless. Never gonna question if it's real, yeah. Kind of love that's so wild and reckless. I don't want another heart-shaped necklace. Hey, I don't want another. I don't want another. I don't want another heart-shaped necklace. Oh, heart-shaped necklace.
Yeah, that's my buddy Cassidy Daniels with a heart-shaped necklace. Fabulous songwriter. I love Cassidy so much. Guys, it is time for our funny headlines this week. Golly, there's always some good ones here. Here's a good one right here. Police were called to Market Square for a report about a quote-unquote suspicious coin. Investigating officer reported it was a quarter. This from the Los Angeles Times. Big rig carrying fruit crashes on 210 freeway. Creates jam. I bet it did, bro. I bet it did. But here's another great one. Oh, man. Pooh Man is on the run. Smearer flees hospital. And from Outdoors magazine, breathing oxygen linked to staying alive. Thank you so much for that info. I had no idea that was part of it. Thank goodness I just do that passively. All right, so next up, guys, coming from Levi Turner, who is an artist that was recommended to me from my buddy Brandon Howard from Howard County. Here is Coyotes out in California.
They'd wanna make you alive, and they'd wanna make you dead. fight over a shitty world. And they put me in the big light with a fiddler on the stage. And they make their own predictions of approaches I might take. Was I born to have opinion? Born to love and have no fear? Seems I'm born to take offense and offending all my peers. Singing with the coyotes out in California, screaming about an offset and habit. Baby, I don't wanna die out in California, waiting in the heat and the traffic. So we'll move anywhere you want but the city, girl. That's where shitty people fight over a shitty world.
Yeah, that's Coyotes Out in California by Levi Turner. Another great song here on Tunesday Tuesday. Thanks again, Brandon Howard, for the recommendation. This young lady right here had a huge year in Texas recently. Really excited about sharing her music here on the show. Here is Ariel Hutchins with Stuck.
I'm sitting over here, you're sitting over there, spinning our wheels, not getting nowhere, fussing and fighting, slinging this mud a long way from where I wish I was. Stuck in the middle of your heart, in the middle of your head, in between your two arms, in the bed of your truck, in the middle of nowhere. Boy, I wanna go where my mind's stuck. A big old field needs a big old moon. Sure beats this old living room. I wanna go back and I wanna go now. I wanna get lost and I wanna get found. Stuck in the middle of a kiss, in the middle of love, in the moment I wish would never end, in the middle of nowhere. Boy, I wanna go where my mind's stuck, in the middle of your heart, in the middle of your head, in between your two arms, in the bed of your truck, in the middle of nowhere. Boy, I wanna go where my mind's stuck. Don't know how I got here, stuck. Think it's time to shift gears, stuck. This ain't you and me. Don't you know I'd rather be stuck in the middle of your heart, in the middle of your head, in between your two arms, in the bed of your truck, in the middle of nowhere. Boy, I wanna go where my mind's stuck. I'm sitting over here, you're sitting over there.
Ariel Hutchins on Tunesday Tuesday with a song called Stuck, another great song. I love Ariel so much. She reminds me of 90s country, like Leanne Womack, that era of artist Shelley Wright. I love that sound, and hopefully she starts releasing some more music soon because I really dig her vibe. Guys, what do you think is the number one thing that Generation Z is whining about? Well, that's a tough call. When persnickety teens and 20-somethings aren't busy bellyaching over the use of passive-aggressive emojis or the ills of ranch dressing, they're apparently griping over the anxiety-inducing task of making and receiving formal phone calls. But now, one school is putting those boo-hoos to bed. You see, phone anxiety is something we come across regularly, Liz Baxter, a careers advisor at Nottingham College, explained to the BBC in London, adding that youngsters, quote, simply don't have the confidence, unquote, to use the telephone. The UK institution is offering coaching lessons on phone confidence and etiquette to support Zoomers in overcoming their fear, which is known as telephonophobia. Emotional symptoms of terror include delaying or avoiding making calls due to heightened distress, feeling extremely nervous prior to, during, and after a call, and obsessing over what will be said amid the discussion. Nausea, an increase in heart rate, shortness of breath, dizziness, and muscular tension are the most common physical manifestations of this revolution. And for a generation that wants to call all the shots, this odd angst might sound a bit phony. All right, let's get back into the music. This is my buddy Jerry Phillips, the son of an icon. This is a song that he and Dale Watson wrote called 24/6, Not 7.
I love you 24/6, not 7, working all week. That ain't a living, I gotta have a break, or go crazy, just a little space. I love you, baby, both of us are taking, not giving. I love you 24/6, not 7. I could take a break, you could too, do anything that you wanna do. I could get drunk, honey, you could get high, you just might keep us from saying bye-bye. Yeah, baby, I love you 24/6, not 7. Don't get me wrong, don't wanna leave you, how you gonna know? You never miss me till I get back home, and you get to kiss me. It's a match made up in heaven. I love you 24/6, not 7. Come on. But do anything that we wanna do. I could get drunk, honey, you could get high. It just might keep us from saying bye-bye. Yeah, I love you 24/6, honey, not 7. Don't get me wrong, don't wanna leave you. How you gonna know that you ever miss me till you get back home and you get to kiss me? You're just a match made up in a heaven. I love you 24/6, not 7. It's a match made up in heaven. I love you 24/6, not 7. Just a match made up in heaven. I love you 24/6, not 7.
Yeah, a little bit of rockabilly here on Tunesday Tuesday. Jerry Phillips, amazing, amazing artist. That was his debut record, by the way. It's called For the Universe. Y'all make sure you get a copy of that. Stream it whenever possible. Guys, our second tribute artist, or our second song to tribute an artist this week is for Peter Yarrow, who was born in 1938 in New York City, passed away this week, January 7th, aged 86, also in New York. You might not know him by his full name, Peter Yarrow. However, Peter Yarrow was an American singer and songwriter who found fame as a member of the 1960s folk trio Peter, Paul, and Mary, along with Paul Stuckey and Mary Travers. And Yarrow also co-wrote one of the group's biggest hits called Puff the Magic Dragon. Everybody's heard of that song. Peter recently passed away. Now, Peter had a pretty profound impact on my life. I met Peter at a Toys R Us, believe it or not, when I was a wee lad, and he is a major reason why I love songwriters and don't really get overly enamored with people of fame. He was just super down to earth, and it taught me a lesson that even celebrities and famous people are people too. And he might be the only person I ever met that also met Martin Luther King Jr. That's true. This is their song that they took from a very unknown songwriter in 1963. Sold over 1 million copies of this song, and they performed this song on stage with Martin Luther King Jr. in attendance. Here is Blowing in the Wind.
Must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see?
Take till he knows that too many people have died.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. Peter Yarrow, gone from the world, unfortunately, at the age of 86. Peter Yarrow, just a phenomenal singer-songwriter, artist, gone at 86. And Just a couple of things that happened on this date in history. January 14th in 1970, Diana Ross and the Supremes staged their final concert as Diana Ross subsequently embarked on a solo career. In 1954, baseball Hall of Fame baseball player Joe DiMaggio and actress Marilyn Monroe married on this date at City Hall in San Francisco. And in 1941, American actress Faye Dunaway, who was known for her tense, absorbing performances, was born on this date in 1941. Getting back to the music, we have a brand new artist coming to Tunesday Tuesday for the first time ever. This is a song called Give 'Em Hell Kid by Robin English.
James was hooked to the breathing machine on a bed next to Jimmy's in room 316. Jimmy had a stomach pump and a bandage on his wrist, gashes and bruises on his battered fists. The razor and pills didn't work like he planned, and he wonders how'd he end up here with this old man. Old James peered at Jimmy from the split in the curtain. His eyes glazed over, his whole body hurting. Said, son, this ain't my first rodeo. I've survived 2 wars, a divorce, and chemo. I woke up here Monday evening. They said I passed out and my heart, it just stopped beating. Like Churchill said way back when, never give in, never give in. When those devils try to get you and pull you to the ground, don't back down, don't back down. Give on hell, kid. Someday you'll be glad you did. Well, Jimmy clammed up and closed his eyes, trying to think of a real good lie. In case James asked what made him sick, he'd keep it short and vague and quick. But James didn't ask, he just kept talking. And even if he wanted to, Jimmy couldn't stop him. He rambled on about Vietnam, how nothing hurts worse than being cheated on. Oh, Jimmy just listened and took it all in. James said, son, you know I'd do it all again. It's like Churchill said way back when, never give in, never give in. When those devils try to get you and pull you to the ground, don't back down, don't back down. Give on hell, kid. Someday you'll be glad you did. Later that night, James died in his sleep. Jimmy broke down and cried all week. Sunday morning he was packing to go. In the suitcase pocket he found a note. It said, before you die, try living for something. A country, a cause, a beautiful woman. I'd give anything for one more day. You've got a second chance, don't throw it away. Like Churchill said way back when, never give in, never give in. When those devils try to get you and pull you to the ground, don't back down.
Yeah, Give 'em Hell Kid by Robin English, live on Tunesday Tuesday with yours truly, Boston Chris. Vladimir Pravik was one of the first firefighters to reach the Chernobyl nuclear power plant on April 26, 1986. And the radiation was so strong that it changed his eye color from brown to blue. Like the majority of the first responders to the radioactive disaster, Vladimir died 15 days later from severe radiation poisoning. Crazy, crazy stuff, guys. Back to the music. We got my buddy Jeff Canada on the show, I believe, for the first time as well. This song is called Me Too.
My pain don't really hurt anymore. I'm way past the 7-year ache. I hit the stage like the night before. Another smile for honky-tonk's sake. Everyone loves me and then they don't. As soon as the lights go off, the crowd goes away and my smile fades as I hope to land somewhere soft. And I've heard it said 1,000 times, you live a day in this life of mine, and know how it feels to walk in my shoes. You say sometimes you'd kill to be me. Me too. Don't get me wrong, I love singing my songs, but I'm a little long in the tooth. I'm a fortunate few to do what I do, and the truth is the lie's the truth. And I'm all in, so I'll take my chance. You think by now I would learn, but I'm a gambling man with a decent hand, hoping my ace comes on a turn. And I've heard it said 1,000 times, you live a day in this life of mine, and know how it feels to walk in my shoes. Sometimes you say you'd kill to be me. Me too. And I've heard it said 1,000 times, you live a day in this life of mine, and know how it feels to walk in my shoes. Sometimes you say you'd kill to be me. You say you'd kill to be me. Sometimes you say you'd kill to be me. Me too.
Jeff Canada on the show for the first time. Song is called Me Too. And every single week on Tunesday Tuesday, I am excited to share an artist that made me stop scrolling on TikTok. You know how you just mindlessly scroll through TikTok videos and then you come across a song or an artist that just makes you stop and pay attention. Well, we're calling this our TikTok Stop Scrolling Artist of the Week every single week. And this week, that honor, I guess, goes to Sue Lee. Y'all enjoy.
Luxury, I want that luxury.
this shit trash life, not a thing for me. When I go out, I wanna take that bill. Quit that soup in a big tin, have a chef make me all the cuisine. Fall asleep, no dream in the big bed, make a gallery in a top hill house. Yeah, let me get my check out. I don't wanna fake, I don't wanna fake. Wanna be that girl who can make my everyday life a thrill. Fly in a private jet, high on the finest grass. Buy all the things I scrapped on my wish list, everything be a luxury. I want that luxury life, I want that luxury. I want that luxury life, let me get that luxury. We want that luxury life, we want that luxury. We want that luxury life, yeah.
I am not fit for this.
It's Sue Lee, Luxury Life, here on Tunesday Tuesday. Oh my gosh, you guys, that song right there is an earworm, big time. It will be stuck in your mind forever. You can blame me later on when you're just in your crib and going, luxury, want to get that luxury life, want to get that. It's just, it's very contagious. I love it. I'm glad we found her on TikTok. And yeah, so we're moving on to the number one song in Texas as per Texas Regional Radio Report. We share this song, whatever the number one song is, every single week, as long as it's not a repeat from before, if it's the first time number one. But this week, and this is the first number one for 2025, this is a song called Pain and Sorrow by Matt Castillo. And Matt has been on the ETX Rock Show years ago. It's true. You should look that up.
Pain and sorrow's all you left me. Hurting's all that I can't seem to do. Someday soon, but not tomorrow. Maybe I just might be over you. Every morning I reach out to hold you, but empty's all that's laying by my side. Pain and sorrow's all you left me. Hurting's all that I can't seem to do. Someday soon, but not tomorrow. Maybe I just might be over you. Loneliness is everywhere around me. It came to stay the day you said goodbye. Pain and sorrow's all you left me. Burden's all that I can't seem to do. Someday soon, but not tomorrow. Maybe I just might be over you.
I wonder how soon I'll start to forget you. I wonder just how soon I'll even try. Pain and sorrow's all you left me. Burden's all that I can't seem to do. Someday soon, but not tomorrow. Maybe I just might be over you. Hurting's all that I can't seem to do. Pain and sorrow.
Yeah, the number one song in Texas is Pain and Sorrow by Matt Castillo this week. Congratulations to Matt. I'm not sure if that's his first number one or not, but that's a huge accomplishment. Really happy to see that for him. And just started in 2025, I have started a Marquee Monday Artist of the Week every single week. In our second week of 2025, the Marquee Artist for this week is Miss Peyton Howie, who is absolutely blowing up right now. She's gorgeous. She's talented. And I think this is her newest single. This one is called Denim. Enjoy.
I've seen you running around this one-horse town. I've caught you sneaking a peek with your aviators pulled down. Two-stepping around what we both know is a fire getting ready to light. Let's cut to the chase, looking at me that way. Damn, so fly, tobacco chewing a back view. You know that I thank the Lord. Them jeans can make a good old double taking line at the liquor store. Give me some of that regular fever. You gotta leave me wanting more. But I'd be lying if I said that denim didn't look better lying on the floor. You got me tearing at the seams with a belt loop kiss, a little rip in the knee. Oh boy, you got it. Put your hand in my back pocket. Tobacco chewing a back view. You know that I thank the Lord. Them jeans can make a good old double taking line at the liquor store. Give me some of that regular fever. You gotta leave me wanting more. But I'd be lying if I said that denim didn't look better lying on the floor. Denim would look better. 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 Denim would look better lying on the floor. Tobacco chewing a back view. You know that I thank the Lord. Them jeans can make a good old double taking line at the liquor store. Give me some of that regular fever. You gotta leave me wanting more. But I'd be lying if I said that denim didn't look better lying on the floor.
That right there is Peyton Howie with a song called Denim. Still trying to get Peyton on the show on the Boston Chris podcast. Hopefully that'll happen sometime in 2025. I have a really lot of questions to ask her because she is absolutely smoking hot in Texas right now, just on the charts, all over the place, touring, super busy. Awesome songwriter. She's just getting it done, man. I'm excited for her. And changing the landscape for women artists in the state of Texas. I love to see it. Our last song and our last tribute of the week is one legendary Samuel David Moore, who was born October 12, 1935 in Miami, Florida. He was an American singer who was best known as a member of the soul and R&B duo Sam and Dave from 1961 to 1981. He was a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Grammy Hall of Fame, the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, and the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. And he passed away this week at the age of 89 on January 10th. Guys, this is Soul Man by Sam and Dave. The legendary Sam Moore has left us at the age of 89. Guys, that has been episode 11 of Tunesday Tuesday, featuring special guest singer-songwriter Julia Hatfield. Once again, Julia, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week, chatting about everything going on with you. Kudos for your advocacy for mental health awareness. Kudos for getting married. Extreme kudos for doing things your way and realizing that is the best way to make yourself happy. I'm so happy for you and proud of you for your steps of just the right steps for you, pretty much. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight. I am excited for next Tuesday, which will be episode 12 on January 21st, where my new friend Gabe Choate will be my guest next week. He will be here on the show to chat about his brand new single, which is called Look at the Mess. As always, we'll chat with Gabe about everything he's got going on. He's had a couple of songs chart over the last year or so, and we'll be talking about that, his touring, his songwriting, all of that stuff. He will get to pick a song of the week as well as over 15 or more songs live next Tuesday. If you're watching on YouTube, the replay on YouTube, we are live each and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/The Boston Chris Show, which you can find in the description below. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me tonight, and I will catch you guys down the road. Much love.